Hello Pisces, and welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be an Astroflower reading from the 15th going through to the 22nd. We are going to be moving into Virgo season, which is a really good time for you actually. It's a pivotal time of the year. I'll also be doing a reading on the energy next week as well, the midweek energy from the sun. And also that's lunar, that full moon, because that seems to be playing out in a lot of the cards. Let's get straight in there. Let's see what your overall energy is playing through here. It's definitely looking at in the here and now. So in everyday life, your interconnection with everything that's going on around you seems to be, seems to be busy for you. There is also the universe that is encouraging you to take that next step, and that next step is in your karmic messages that are going to be coming through though. So you're looking at the next sort of 2-3 weeks for that to come to fruition, but it mainly seems to be going on in the everyday life. Let's just see what the overall energy is for you here, the overall sort of perspective. Let your hair down, let go, let go. Did you get that before? I think you might have done actually in the other weekly reading. So it's like there is changes going on for everybody. This is why I'm going to do that moon reading next week. There seems to be a changing for everybody going on, and this here is like it's a pivotal moment for a lot of people, and it seems like it's also for your good selves. 9 of Wands, setting up those healthy boundaries. When you let your hair down, doesn't mean you necessarily kind of go, oh, who cares? Just blow it, do it. You know, who gives a monkeys? You know, sod the consequences. I don't think it's a case of that. It's when you let your head down, it's because you've got that security within you. And I think you have that, Pisces. You've done a lot of work this year, I think, Pisces. You've done really well. You've really positioned yourself. You might have been working a little bit too hard on every aspect of your life and pushing things a little bit too hard. And now that's going to provide those healthy boundaries, those new boundaries that you've discovered, which is that boundaries that you cross over on the 10 of Cups, are going through to happiness from difficulty. Let's just see how it's going on your relationship side. So this is your relationship side, this is your money side. Let's see what's going on the sort of karmic message for you. It's like they're blowing a trumpet saying, you have arrived, okay? Ace of Wands, a start of a new passion, basically. So this could be where you're rekindling the love within your couple. It could be a new relationship that you're meeting into. It could be a moment for you in your life where your family becomes more important than it was in the past, and it's reconnecting with those members of those family and being a little bit more sort of passionate and engaged with people, being there, not having your mind elsewhere, and being in the present, and it will give you that sense of achievement, of moving forward. Let's just see how the guides here in the universe are trying to influence that karmic message. The universe is sort of, it's holding out a platter with lots of different things on it, and it's time for you to choose. It's, you know, which way you want to do things. You can't eat everything at once. Let's say it's a buffet. You can't eat everything at the same time. You've got to choose what you want to put on your plate, basically. That's what it seems to be like in regards to the relationship. So invest in those relationships that are really feeding back, that there's a fair exchange between the pair of you. Or you and the other group, or the family or the friends or what have you, you know. And let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that karmic message. They're giving you a cuddle, but it's not like a cuddle as sort of saying, oh, there you go. It's almost kind of going, come on, you know. It's like that sort of cuddle. Oh, loads of cards came out there. Not taking all of them, unfortunately. Top one was the King of Pentacles, and the Chariot coming in there as well. So it's possibly of building that success and you know, feeling at home. And I think that's what the guides are trying to do. It might be a connection with long-term, you know, relationships that you haven't seen for a long time. The Fool has come up for everybody. There's not one sign it hasn't come up for yet, which has been quite mad. And yeah, so this is where the universe is sort of saying, look at all this stuff. Take a chance. Take a leap of faith. You know, and try new things maybe. And, you know, it might make you nervous. It might make you kind of go, oh no, should I? And that's when your guides are kind of going, come on, don't worry about it. And giving you that reassuring hug. They're giving you that direction and clear, fine direction. King of Wands with the Ace of Wands. And then you do have the Nine of Wands. So there's a lot of passion blowing through you at the moment. You might have been spawned in the past where people might have hurt you in the past. And you can use that as those healthy boundaries so you don't get in that position. But I think it's a good idea for you to take a direction and start moving on within all relationships. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence that conversation that is within you. Enjoying that sunshine and that beautiful warm water, so you can just float around in it. And it's like, you know, it's like you're coming to the surface, seeing what's outside that water, enjoying the sounds and the smells and the sights of everything. They're really encouraging you to enjoy the moment. Page of Swords. So yeah, through understanding in those relationships, it's going to provide lots of ideas of how you can take this thing forward, and it's gonna really, yeah, it's gonna stimulate your mental side of life, the way you approach things in regards to relationships, and I think this is where the healthy boundaries also come into play. So you although you're exploring new boundaries and etc., and you're exploring new ideas, you're going to have those healthy boundaries sort of saying, nah, it's all right. So discernment is good at the same time, I think. So you might be, you might be able to come back to it in the future, but for the time being, it's like being sure to your path and being with those people where they give you a fair exchange. Let's see what's going on in your money side of life. This is what is the karmic message there. Sometimes no choice is the worst choice, but sometimes no choice is a good choice. And here I think it's a case where we've been seeing this in a lot of the other signs, not so much in your good selves, but a lot in the other signs. But here it seems to be on your financial sort of side of things, it's wait and see, observe, see how the land lies before you act. Yeah, it's a healing moment. So it's a moment of regathering. You might have been working really hard, and I know you love working, Pisces, when you really get passionate about something. There's a lot of wands going on there, so there's a lot of passion. But when you get really passionate about things, you can drive yourself to burnout. You'll work so hard, and I think it's this week here is sort of saying, stop. And this is what this no choice is all about. Take stock of the situation for you. Let's just see how the universe and the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. The universe is sort of saying, don't worry, keep it cool, got your back. No need to worry about it. Let things tick over. Just let things tick over. Don't push it too much. And I think you can push it in the next sort of 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 weeks, sorry. Let's just see what's going on there. They're sort of saying, I'll do a bit of pedaling. I'll pedal the bike for a while. You just sit back, enjoy, open up ideas of future sort of changes within your job or within your business. Just observing, and it's helping you to observe. So universe has got your back. The Queen of Swords. It's all about swords and wands, so mental and mental and passionate energies going on. Swords is fire, swords is air, wands is fire. What do you need more in fire and air? You could cut like a blowtorch. You can cut through things if you want. And that's, I think, you've got to realise that strength within you. That's where the fairy exchange is coming in as well. So your guides here on this side of things is sort of, as I said, sort of saying, you know, whatever you do, whatever you put out there, you should be getting some, you know, some feedback or some comeback or some success, where it's got to be a fair exchange. If you're going to put the time in, then you should get paid for that time. But at the same time, the guides are here just sort of, you know, sort of saying, let me do the work. And that's maybe what that fair exchange is all about, and allowing your guides to take over. We all like to be in control of life. There's no doubt about it. And it's not, you know, you're still steering the bicycle, but the guide is behind you, sort of like on a tandem, saying, look, let me do a bit of cycling for you. 10 of Wands, it wants to come out. It wants to come out. I'm putting it there. I don't know which card it's going to go with, but it's going to go with either one of those two. Let's just see how the guides are influencing the conversation that is within you. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Anyway, Beatles, love them. But it's like, you know, there's something coming to the surface that you need to listen to around you. And it could be as simple as, say, like, you know, you're sitting in a cafe and someone says behind you, oh, there's a new hairdressers opening up in the high street, on the high road, and you are running a nail salon, and you've been looking for, you know, new premises, or someone's looking to open up a hairdresser, and you sort of say, well, maybe we can combine together, but open up a place. I do one side, I do the nails, and you do the hairdressing on the other. That's the sort of thing, that's the opportunity, and it's sort of like, yeah, I think that card wants to go there as well. That's gonna go there as well. And, you know, so they're listening and observing a lot, and taking it all in and seeing about those opportunities. Yeah, I think this healing moment here and this sort of time and space that you're creating for yourself is going to make you walk away from aspects within your job or your business and stuff like that that has not been serving you. And I think this is what that 10 of Wands as well is, just getting rid of that weight that you've been carrying. And it's, you know, it's time to call a dog and say, this is how it is, I think. Let's just see what's going on the petal 10. So that's the outcome and the future, as it were, going forward. Oh, there's lots of sparks and stuff like that. It's showing me like a rocket taking off, or a firework going up, or yeah, wishing big. And I think from this analysis and everything like that, you're going to be able to sort of see things so clearly with this Queen of Swords, which the universe is going to help you, that it's going to make you really have a lot more success with a lot less work in the going future. Choices to be made, and it is difficult to make that choice, but once that choice has been made, you can then really move on. I think this also comes from here, from these Four of Swords. If you provide that healing for you, that space within your financial or your job or your business where you might have been working too hard, it might be so obvious, the choice in front of you, that it may be difficult to make that choice. And I think this is part of, as well, of those healthy boundaries where they're sort of saying, don't go back to what that, you know, of working like an absolute dog and not getting the appreciation from the world, or from the world, or from you know, the people within your relationships and stuff like that. Yeah, so choices to be made in the future. I think you can really, if you do make these choices and it's clear within you, and you almost make the choice before it arrives, and they get triggered by those healthy boundaries, it's going to be plain sailing for you. But there is a lot coming up for you at the moment. There's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and it may be causing you a little bit of stress and strain. And I think you're going to find a lot of solutions coming out of the relationships which is going to help you to look at your financial, your job and your business side of life in a different way, to give you new answers to a conundrum that I think you've probably been working on for some time. So there you go, Pisces. A bit of a busy week for you, really. But a lot going on, mainly under the surface, though. It could be a lot lighter than it has to be, and that will depend upon you. As I say, going into the Virgo season is a pivotal point for you going forward, and it's going to be the definition of the year, I think, for you, where it's going to put things into a lot of clarity. So I think the end of this week, if you do start making some choices, in the coming weeks after that, it's going to be a lot clearer for you to just go ahead and do it. There you go, Pisces. I hope this does help you out. The Astroflower is there for you to get the best out of every sort of situation. If you want to support this channel, obviously your support through subscribing and clicking that bell would be absolutely brilliant. But also sharing this reading across all platforms that you're involved in on social media. I thank you, Pisces, very much for your time. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.